I'm Tom. I've lived in Salemoor for about 13 years. I am a music teacher. I'm self-employed. I work in nurseries doing music sessions with little kids. So when I first moved to Salemoor, I lived with a Christian. His parting gift to me was a Simon Sullivan's, from The Message, his business card. And he said, Tom, I think you should get in touch with this guy. And I thought, okay, give it a go, working in prison, see what happens. Ended up working with Simon just voluntarily for Reflex once a month initially, and then twice a month.
Over those 10, 11 years that I did the prison services, Tom was probably at nearly all of them. Nothing was ever too hard for him. Super musician, super servant-hearted, and always there, absolutely consistent. And as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the most unsung qualities a person can have is consistency, and Tom has that in the bucket loads. A humble guy, friendly guy, always positive, always good things to say, just a great person and an easy person to be with.
Simon, again, called me up the summer of the first summer after the pandemic started, basically saying, help Tom, we need musicians, we started this church, and I was freed up to help with Message, initially with music, but I did say children's work, that's my focus, and yep, here I am, nearly 2 years later, yeah. So now I'm helping with the Tots group in the middle of the week. I had volunteered at the grocery for a year, which was just amazing. Some days I would come in a little bit down, but as soon as I stepped through the door, it's great. I can recommend it as therapy, just working at the grocery for anybody.
Come across him in the neighbourhood where I was in a deep, dark place. I had a lot of addictions, a lot of problems, and basically we had a general chit-chat, and then he was like trying to help me and, you know, what I can do with my addictions, try and get me out of the house because I was recluse for 10 years. He's made me see life in a whole different perspective, where there is light at the end of the tunnel, and he's introduced me to Jesus, he introduced me to church, and from the church now where there's been no looking back. He sort of suggested now, because I was on a budget with money, how this grocery was so amazing in what you could get. I'd be truthful, at first thought, never, it's not real. When I've got here now, I paid my membership, and then lo and behold, it was actually true. And then I've watched him on the tills now, and how lively and bubbly he was.
It takes that moment in time, but any person who comes into the Message, you'll sit down and he'll chat with them. He's got the patience, he's got the time, he's got that smile on his face. He fetches cheer and happiness, from other people.
Everybody went away with a smile on the face and really livened up for the day. He'd say a little prayer for people now and again who were in times of bother.
His faith and his trust in God is just absolutely fantastic. It's an inspiration to the full community of Winnishop.
He's really, really involved in the community.